Hey, what's up guys, I'm back in another video, and today I'm going to talk about Carmelo Anthony potentially going to the Philadelphia 76ers. As you know, the Oklahoma City have released Carmelo Anthony, and now we're just trying to find out where he's going to go, and Philly is one of the contenders to get him. So I'm going to be giving 3 reasons why I think he might be going to Philly, why I think he would fit in Philly, and all like a whole bunch of reasons like that. I think there's a couple teams that are willing to get him. I think it's Houston, LA, Philly, yeah, pretty much them 3. I'm pretty sure those like the biggest 3 going after him. So if you do want to see me make any videos on any of those teams, or possibly him going there, and reasons why I think he would go there, comment those below as well. And without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so my first thing I'm going to get into is that he could actually fit into their system. And the main reason he had such a terrible and awful year was because he was playing with debatably the most ball dominant player in the league in Russell Westbrook. He's very, very ball dominant despite averaging 10 assists per game. He's extremely ball dominant, and to be effective, he has to have the ball in his hand. He likes to do a lot of ISO stuff, which also Carmelo Anthony likes to do a lot of ISO stuff, so it just really didn't fit. And then Paul George, obviously, he still needs the ball to score and everything. He's a 20-point per game scorer, so it's kind of hard to have 3 20-point per game scorers on the exact same team, where their 3 main things are just scoring the ball. That's very hard to have fit in the same team. So Carmelo really just wasn't enough to fit in their system, especially in their 3rd option. So he just was not strong enough to be that 3rd man, and I think he has to be more of a 1st or 2nd option on offense. So if he went to the Philadelphia 76ers, then he'd have one of the best passers in the league already, Ben Simmons, who's going to his 2nd year of the league. He's going to be more experienced and unbelievably talented passer. Magic Johnson-like passing. I mean, the dude can see the court better than almost anyone in the game right now. One day I think he will be like the best passer in the league and probably one of the best point guards in the league. But right now I definitely think he's a top 5 passer in the NBA right now. Extremely high basketball IQ. But the biggest problem is that he really can't shoot. So really what he likes to do is drive and kick or drive and score. So when he does drive and kick, Carmelo Anthony would be a very, very good spot-up shooter for them. And even when they pass it to him in the half court, he can still have more ISO opportunities due to Ben Simmons' lack of shooting. But then you might ask, what about Joel Embiid? Well, Joel Embiid, he's ball dominant, but not to the point to where you can't have Melo. He's going to put up about 20 points per game. He's going to get a lot of boards, but he can also pass the ball decently for a man his size, definitely for a center. And, I mean, he really doesn't do much ISO unless it's back to the basket type stuff. He doesn't dribble a lot, so I think Melo could still fit in their system even with Simmons and Embiid in there, because Simmons really isn't that ball dominant, or he's really not ball dominant at all. He really just Joel Embiid, and I think he can fit in there with just a semi-ball dominant like Joel Embiid. I think Melo would be able to fit into that system very, very well, because he would be getting those driving kicks, wide open shots that Ben Simmons would set him up for. He'd be able to have more ISO opportunities, and he would only have to share the basketball with a center who's very good, but mainly a back to the basket type center. He can shoot 3s, but shoots them very, not rarely, but he doesn't shoot them all the time, should I say. So I really think Melo would fit in very, very good with this team, especially because he's a 3-point shooter, and that's usually what they need. Just look, they had JJ Redick, Ilyasova, Sarge, Robert Covington. They had tons of shooters around Ben Simmons and Embiid. They really just wanted shooters, and Carmelo Anthony is, at one point, was one of the best shooters in the league and can still hit spot-up jumpers. And now, my second reason is going to be that they could get him for the cheap. And what I mean by that is, with him coming off of one of his worst seasons, yes, he had a very bad system in place. That's why he was failing. He still came off of a 16-point per game season, by far his worst season of his career, plus he's a year older, so I really think they could get him for a very cheap deal, possibly, not saying it's going to happen, the veterans minimum, because of how bad he played last year. He might go on a 1-year veterans minimum deal, you never know, and he could be considered a steal of the free agency. That dude would be a huge steal if they're able to get him, because I think it would fit in Philly's system. They would get him for cheap, so even if you get him on the veteran minimum, at least now you have a player that can give you about 8 points a game minimum. I think he's more of a 12 to 14 point per game scorer now. He can get you to around 12 to 14 points per game, and he's only on a $5 million contract for 1 year. I think that is a steal and well worth it. And now my third and final reason is going to be that he could lead them. And what I mean by that, yeah, I'm not saying he would be the leader or the best player on the team. Being the leader does not necessarily mean you're the best on the team by any means. Embiid and Simmons are by far better than Carmelo Anthony right now. Carmelo Anthony is not the player Embiid and Simmons are. But with Carmelo Anthony being a seasoned veteran who came second place in MVP voting, led the league in scoring many times, and just knows how to run an offense, have an offense run through him, he would be a good leader. Plus, he made it to the conference finals. So when he went to the playoffs like Philly did, and they got beat in the second round, which was a surprise to everyone due to the lack of experience, now Melo will be able to be one of those players to calm everyone down, tell them how to work through it, and just be able to lead that team as a whole, kind of like what Dirk Nowitzki does. Dirk Nowitzki is not the best player on that team, debatably, and Harrison Barnes is probably the best player on their team. Well, now DeAndre Jordan. So Dirk is pretty much just there to really lead them, kind of get them through it. Yes, they're a very bad team, but without him, they'd be even worse because they wouldn't have that veteran leadership like Dirk Nowitzki offers, and that's pretty much what Carmelo Anthony would be offering to that very, very young Philadelphia team. And I think he could definitely lead them to some more success. Do I think they could win go to the finals without him? I don't know. Boston's very talented. I don't know if they would still be able to make the finals. I really don't know. Depending how good Ben Simmons and B develop is going to be whether they make the finals or not. But with Melo, would be given a much better shot. I'm not saying Melo is this beast, game-changing player. I'm saying that since he fits in their system, could get him for cheap, and could give that veteran leadership that team really does need, I think it would be a very good deal, and I think it would be something that Philly should look into. And I think he has the most chance is him either going there or Houston. And I mean, Golden State's an option. I think that'd be his best fit because he'd have to come off the bench. But no, he's not going to Golden State. Fuck that. No, kill yourselves. Anyway, so yeah, I think he's going to Philly. I think that's the best option for him to go. But I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think he's going to Philly, Houston, LA, or any other team? I really want to hear your thoughts and opinions below. Any video ideas you want to see me make, comment those below as well. I'll give you credit in the video and tell me to go subscribe to you if you're into that. But I will give you credit in the video. I'll make the video and see if you like it. And if you like the video at any point, hit like button and subscribe button. I mean, we're at 226 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I'm literally going to freaking bop your nose. Like, thank you. Finger me with your toe. Or would it be toe with your toe me with your toe? I'm not getting into that. Thank you so much. Hope you have a blessed day, because I had a blessed day. Everyone have a blessed day. See you tomorrow's video. Goodbye.